Buongiorno. Good afternoon, Derek. Nice to see you. Happy Monday. Easter Monday still in Europe, but in United States is not a federal holiday,
No,
right,
no.
guys? So let's remember normal market action in US after a long weekend because they had a Good Friday. It's like Christmas. Thursday holiday in US. The second day is already market open, and in Europe there are 2 days of holiday, and the same case for Easter. US folks, they really don't like to go into long holidays, which is not the case in Europe, right? So markets are open normally, but look, DAX, for instance, is closed, right? So we have you cannot buy or sell, right? I'm clicking here, cannot buy or sell on DAX, but S&P futures, gold, oil, energy markets, metals markets, everything works normally. So let's check on the market action after the weekend. Did you see the headlines, Darek? I was already talking about that early morning. I know that YouTube viewers joining us, so big hello to YouTube viewers as well, and big hello to our regular viewers from English Advanced Room on this Monday, Easter Monday still. How are you doing, Darek?
I'm doing okay. As you mentioned, we have holidays here in our country. In Germany, it's also holidays. I spoke with Gerard. He said they have also holidays in Germany. I don't know. London is working today normally.
I didn't check on that, uh, but I wouldn't be surprised if French, CAC 40, French and London. So let's check on FTSE. So it's UK 100, right? Just judging
The
uh,
charts.
by the charts and see if the prices are changing here. You see, you cannot buy or sell UK 100, right? Same probably for CAC 40, the French index. So it means that this is still holiday, right? Normally this market will be open, but it's closed.
Yeah, and probably the US market will be the one which will start moving the markets.
Right.
Hmm.
In the meantime, yeah, you have the S&P futures initially down. This was the Asian session, right? Initially down. Nice recovery, pullback. This was the gap. It's a very small gap right here. They closed the gap here with momentum, moved above, checked the gap again, and now into rather subdued mode. Because really, there's nothing to be excited about buying stocks right now unless you just speculate that things gonna go well. And the major headlines were rather escalation, right?
Rather, yes.
Rather escalation, something new, extension of the deadline from April 6th to the April 7th until 8 p.m. New York time. So still whole Monday, whole Tuesday US time, and deadline for what? For the condition is open the Strait of Hormuz. If not, we're going to bombard your bridges. We're going to bombard your energy infrastructure.
Yeah.
U.S. talking to Iran. And now, a recent headline from like half an hour ago, I think, Iran says that they formulated a response to the U.S., will announce it in due time. But
Yes.
before that, 3 hours before that, Iran said that they wouldn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for ceasefire. So lots of mixed headlines here. They probably have some kind of response already, and we might hear from them. And also today, probably appearance of Trump in a speech at 7 p.m. New York time. Uh, I also found that somewhere that it might be that he would say something today. But deadline is until tomorrow. So still we have a kind of tension. So really, this excitement about buying stocks right now on the rally, I don't think I would follow that, right? Especially that when you check from last week, stocks rallied almost 5%. I'm talking about S&P, right? 5% rally. News actually still the same. Still escalation is on. But look at this rally here. It's holding. Technically, it's strong market right now. Technically, right? But when the U.S. market open after the long weekend, it might be they just open and sell into the open. So now it's what 6:06 a.m. New York time, so still very early. Once the market open, we might see selling into that maybe. So I wouldn't judge by the behavior of futures that the market will be very strong today. It might be, but it might be also very weak. Uh, So what is your impression, Darek, when we talk about Monday morning markets?
Well, we have, I could call it a double Monday mode. Normally, Mondays are very flat, and that's why I prefer scalping on Mondays. But today, due to the holidays in many countries, it's even more flat. But I must say that I'm a bit surprised with this, what's happening on some pairs, because we saw, for example, Euro USD a big, spike. We also saw it on pound on the low time frames. Now we have a correction, but when we look back to last day of trading, Friday, on Friday we had also a spike and then a long-term flat market. So probably we'll see the same situation here. I think that before U.S. market opening, we'll not see big things happening.
Actually, Friday we got the
Also,
NFP. It
some
was right
holidays,
here, the NFP, right? And then after NFP, it was a good number, right? Euro USD was down, which makes sense. But then we didn't have major spikes on Friday. This spike was because of the Trump's appearance, address to the nation. Uh, it was Europe. It was 3 a.m. on Thursday. 3 a.m. It was 9 p.m. New York time on Wednesday, April the 1st. So we got really Euro losing on that. Wait, Euro was gaining on. Wait, Euro. What time was that? No, no. Here was the appearance. Sorry, Euro was losing on that. Right here. This was the appearance, right? And then there was a kind of relief rally, so not much. And then Friday we got NFP, and NFP prices go down and close rather weak. Today Asian session was so-so, and then this I think kind of a relief rally, right? A relief rally because oil price is going down. As you remember, Asian session, we got oil prices almost at, I mean, it was 116 already. 116, which was pretty elevated level, right? Look, 116.3, which is a couple dollars shy of 120. But then as oil was pulling back, it was probably also technical pullback. Uh, this was a gradual pullback, but altogether, it was 5% pullback. And that's maybe gold, euro, and S&P were in the relief mode. Definitely, because oil is the main catalyst for uh, all major asset classes, right? If oil is falling, then you got relief in equity futures, and you got relief in uh, major currencies that were not losing. So altogether, now oil is at almost the same level as Friday close. So Friday close was 113, and now we got 111.20. So actually, it's a little bit down, which makes sense to see equities futures up a little bit because they see, oh, oil is going down, so gold is a little bit up, and equity is a little bit up, and euro is a little bit up, right? But we are ahead of the U.S. session, guys, right? And fundamentally, nothing really changed. I mean, what changed? Nothing. We got
But
116.
in case of oil, I saw that the
OPEC
there
Plus maybe Sunday.
OPEC Plus says that they will boost the output after the Strait of Hormuz is opened. That's absolutely
Yeah.
logic. But I saw that Japan is ready to pay $140 per barrel for delivery next month. So next month. So it looks that the East Asia is really in problems with oil, and they are able to pay 140. This is the contract price. So I'm afraid that if this war will last longer, we'll see also on all futures contracts price about 120, 130, not only for Asia.
Yeah, Japan got money. They cannot afford to risk not having oil, right?
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that their contract oil, even though the oil price might be cheaper, but they want to probably make sure they're going to have this oil. So they already pay the premium, right? Because now oil prices are still at 111 for even if you look at the futures prices, but this is WTI, right? So the deliveries are for the uh, warehouses in uh, United States, right? So we have to check on, let's say, Brent prices are higher, close to 120, and for Japanese delivering to Japanese destination, right? If you add the transportation cost and everything, that might be coming close to that 130 plus premium that they pay because they want to make sure that the oil would be
Yes.
contracted to them, not anybody else. Makes sense, right?
And
So
that's
oil,
why Bank of Japan, they made a statement yesterday that, not yesterday, they even it was 2 hours ago, that Bank of Japan must consider hiking the rates cautiously. And they can because we could expect on the next meeting that Bank of Japan will have to hike the rates because the inflation is spiking. At least expectations for that are spiking up.
yeah. So still, oil is the main instrument to watch here because oil movements are definitely moving other markets, obviously. Uh, and oil behaves according to headlines. So we're gonna have some more headlines definitely this week because this is deadline coming on Tuesday, right? Uh, Tuesday, 8 p.m. New York time. And this is a major deadline because uh, it's really a threat of attacking bridges and infrastructure and energy infrastructure. Maybe Iran would get into some kind of a deal, or maybe they would say, you know what, we cannot get a deal with somebody who attacks without cessation, right? So we
Yeah,
have
and
to stop.
they say officially that even if there's a ceasefire, they will not reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
Right,
And
right,
also, I have information, Mr. Takaichi, the Prime Minister of Japan, is coordinating with Iran a safe passage for vessels to Japan with oil. This is information from early morning.
right. Checking on gold fast because gold is picking up some momentum to the downside. It might be a good short. Look at this momentum, and actually they came into 4,700. It was 4,600 already during the Asian session. Right. So at 4.7, it's from the level from Thursday. Ahead of the US session, right? Pretty nice momentum. Hopping into that momentum, maybe somebody. I already was shorting that because I like the level of close to 4,700. But now, if you are looking the momentum, maybe there's momentum just starting. Maybe you have some headline, so let's check the headline. But usually, if this will be a headline, you would see oil going up, right? So let's check on oil. And really, I don't see the oil popping up right now. So probably it's not any major headline. It's just technical resistance at 4,700 that's bringing the prices down a bit. And still, this is kind of consolidation, I think, in a overall downward move. This was the move based or emerged after the Trump speech on Wednesday, where there were lots of hopes going to that address to the nation, but nothing really come up right during that speech of Trump. There was no decisions of importance being made. There were no withdrawal troops announced. There was nothing really strategically important announced. There was just update. It was update, uh, and still possibility of continuation of this war. So going into the weekend with the thought of escalation, and we got some escalation over the weekend. Mm, so gold being positively correlated with equities. If equities are falling right now on the escalation, that means that it means that also gold might be going down with possible escalation. Uh, right. Mm,
Well, I had a session in the advanced beginners room a moment ago, and I found something which might be interesting. Also, it's somehow correlated with oil. It's the Canadian dollar. Uh, Generally today,